Hello Year 11. With the risk of waiting a few days when you could be doing valuable revision, I thought I would upload this video just to explain this packet that you hopefully picked up in assembly this morning. So on the first page, what you have, as with all of the pages in this booklet, is a way for you to revise at home to check that you're on the right track before you hand in any example practice questions and answers to me. So the first thing we have here are 4 mark questions for section B. As you know, these will be usually based on costume, set, lighting and sound. So if you do complete or plan to complete any 4 mark questions, these will be really helpful for you. So in this section, once you've written your answer, which you should know should be around 5 minutes unless you're on extra time, you are then going to self-assess. So you can talk about how many aspects of costume did you mention in your answer, and then you can just highlight whichever ones of these that are relevant so you can see how much variety you have. And then here again, to get those higher bands, we need to be talking about precise details. And so for each of these, we should have descriptions of these, and that's how we get that higher mark. And that's the same for each of these, but obviously they're different depending on the technical theatre element that you're commenting on. Once you have done that, that will be helpful, hopefully. You can also use this is the mark scheme the exam board give out for 4 mark questions, so you can have a look at where you think your answer might fall in that. And then you can also move on to the 8 mark questions. These are in a bit of a funny order. This big page here is split up into 2, and I believe it's double-sided, although I could be wrong, Year 11. No, it is double-sided. So this sheet allows you to have 4 different plans for an 8 mark question. And you can choose the 8 mark question with it being in your revision booklet from a past paper, or you should have the skills to write your own 8 mark questions. You can then use this to plan it if you so wish. Once you have written it, you are then going to self-assess, and that's what this is for. Have you included the following? Because we obviously know that we want to have a wide variety and a range of physical and vocal skills, including proxemics and those lovely ly adverbs as well, to make sure that we are really being as precise as possible. Have you included them, and have you made a suggestion as to why you've used them? If you haven't, that's an area to revise next time you do one. Okay, so then obviously that's our plan page. And then we have the mark scheme from the exam board. Same thing again, you can double check what it is the examiner wants from you in that question if you would like to do that. Then we have the 12 mark question, same thing, it's a bit backwards, I do apologise. But we have here a space for you to plan a 12 mark question on this side, and also, oh no, not on that side, but you can use it, save the trees. So this will show you how to section off and plan a 12 mark question. And then again, you can pick that from wherever you want, from an exam revision book, which you should have in your folder, from a past paper, or you can devise your own 12 mark question. Once you've written it, you've got a self-assessment sheet here that works in the same way as the one for the 8 marker, and the exam board provided mark scheme as well for the 12 marker. I think you're getting the gist now, you're probably Year 11, but we do have then in the same way, a little bit backwards, a planning sheet for your 20 mark question. And if we flip over, do bear with me with one hand here. If we flip over, you should have had 2, but never mind, we've got 1 and we can use the other side once we know what we're doing. To plan, then we have your self-assessment of that 20 mark, and there's nothing to stop you then improving that. But obviously what we always suggest is if you have timed yourself and then gone to self-assessment and noticed gaping holes in your work, do then add and improve your work, but make sure you do that in a different colour pen so you can see how you're using your time effectively. And then there's the mark scheme for your 20 marker as well. These are all noughts and crosses, as you know, for section B of the written paper. And then the last section of this booklet focuses on your 32 marker, which we should all be quite confident is our live theatre question that we should be focusing on. Everybody's talking about Jamie. So in this, we have got the mark scheme here. It's split up into A03, which is 12 marks, and A04, which is 20 marks, of course, making 32 marks in total. You've got a self-assessment sheet there, and the planning sheets are at the back. And I'll just show you, you do get 2 of these, I did check this before. But ultimately, you have a framework to help you plan. So how are you starting off? And then we are doing 4 paragraphs or more for a 32 marker, and we're spending 45 minutes on this if you're using the standard recommended time. Obviously that's adjusted if you're on extra time. So when we're planning paragraph 1, we know that we have to talk about the extract, and we know we have to talk about the rest of the play. So do make sure you are doing that. But example 1, which section of the play is that? Narrow it down to one moment or line. What skills did they use, and so on. And that should happen 4 times. So we've got paragraph 1, paragraph 2, paragraph 3, and paragraph 4. And what we would suggest is that half of those paragraphs, so 2 of those paragraphs, would be from the extract, and the other 2 from somewhere else in the play. And as we know, we can compare how they are similar in that other extract, or you can contrast with how they are different, and therefore how you would play them differently in that other scene or section. So that should be a really useful document that you've picked up today, and please use it. It's not going to do any good on your shelf or in your bag or in your folder still. Use those and be filling it in, and hand to me please any written work that you do, and we'll get that marked for you and back to you so that you can be getting feedback on the work that you're creating at home. Make sure that revision is really useful to you. All of the stuff that you now need for revision is in your folder, or should be. So please make sure you're taking that home, but bringing it back each lesson, because we will now be in theory lessons until the exam on the 8th. So let me know if you need any help with that year 11. I am available via the work emails. And obviously you can pop into the drama studio anytime to make sure that we're on the right track with our revision. But good luck with it. Break a leg, as we say in the industry. And I will see you all next lesson. All right.